Not Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Good morning, Americans. It's Friday.
Welcome. Great to have you with us.
Glad you remembered to
I was just
push that button there.
just going over my cheat sheet here. Play. First, I'm writing my cheat sheet.
No, you're not. Someone else has just written that for you, so you know exactly.
Right, somebody
what
else
to do.
wrote this. I'm just
So you know exactly
highlighting
what to
it a
do.
little bit so
He's
everybody
tracing
else can
it.
see it. But you can see here, play the Friday thing. Whoever wrote that didn't go into great detail about it.
It's a wonder you've remembered to do it.
It's a good
right.
thing I knew what they were talking about, and then talk.
This is where you talk.
So this is where we talk.
Oh my.
Oh, Joe Biden. Is there anybody better? Anybody?
No.
Has there ever been a better president?
No.
Wow.
Makes you proud to be an American.
And how stupid is he? He's got this cheat sheet that tells him everything. Well, first of all, let's maybe show that. Look at this. This is what he showed. He held up and showed it because he's got notes written on the back of it. Maybe don't write notes on the back of the cheat sheet. That's, embarrassing.
That's all they gave him. They didn't give him any other paper or pen. That's all he's got.
That's all he has.
Just do that.
Okay.
That is so ridiculous. It's all caps.
Sure
you
is.
enter the Roosevelt room and say hello to participants. You take your seat. Mm-hmm. Press enters. Oh, you had a great Pat Head who said something online like, how do I press this? What do you mean press? What am I pressing? Anyway, press enters.
I'm sure it was funny
What am
at
I
the
pressing?
time.
Yeah, it was. You had to be there, but no, it's.
And it goes on and on. It's.
Are we a
so
laughing
pathetic.
stock now for the rest of the world, or what? You think even like Justin Trudeau from Canada, does he need a cheat sheet like that?
I mean, it may help him.
Wow. You enter the room, and they've emphasized that. Like he doesn't know who you're talking about if you just say enter the room. Who?
Who am I?
Who enters the room?
Why am I here?
I don't understand. They didn't specify. You take your seat. Okay, good thing that's me.
Do I sit at the head of the table?
Do they, by you, do they mean me? I don't understand.
It's
It
terrible.
is terrible.
Elder abuse is what's happening here.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Big ruling though yesterday. The big announcement of the day, I guess, would have been the U.S. Supreme Court. And the gun rights ruling that they made in a major expansion. Listen to the spin here in the very first sentence in the AP story. In a major expansion of gun rights after a series of mass shootings. Note the subtle bias in the story.
Just a tad.
From the very beginning. In a major expansion of gun rights after a series of mass shootings, as if our rights should change because there's been something bad happening. We lose our rights because somebody misused them. Somebody abused the rights, and so we all have to lose them. That's not how it works. Anyway, the Supreme Court said yesterday that Americans have a right to carry firearms in public for self-defense. A ruling likely to lead to more people legally armed.
Oh, no.
The decision came out as Congress and states debate gun control legislation. They sure do. And 15 Republicans caved in that vote yesterday. 15 Republican senators. And we'll go over them here in a few minutes. But they have expanded. I've always believed that our Second Amendment included this right, but now to have it confirmed by the Supreme Court, that's a good thing.
Yes.
That can do nothing but help. Clarence Thomas wrote for the majority that the Constitution protects an individual's right to carry a handgun for self-defense outside the home. That doesn't mention anything about hunting. That's weird,
No,
isn't it?
it does not.
What about hunting?
It does not.
The deer in the forest with the Kevlar vests. It doesn't. It's steered completely clear of that.
It's almost as if it didn't have anything to do with that.
Isn't it? Yeah, it is. Thomas wrote, that is not a second-class right We know of no other constitutional right that an individual may exercise only after demonstrating to government officers some special need.
I love that. That is the
Wow,
greatest
is that
line.
great?
It's the greatest line in the whole thing.
He's brilliant. He's brilliant. And so that whole, nobody needs 15 bullets in a clip in a magazine. Nobody needs that. What do you need 100? It doesn't matter. We know of no other constitutional right that an individual may exercise only after demonstrating to government officers some special need. So brilliant.
Yeah. I like the analysis from Charles C.W. Cook, who wrote that really it's a remarkable moment in American history. Justice Taney said, and Dred Scott, if black people are citizens, they're going to be able to carry guns. We can't have that. And now 140 years later, a descendant of slaves says, yeah, that's right. Here we are.
Incredible. That's incredible.
Great perspective there.
And you might notice on the left, the right is celebrating this, even though it does expand even for black people the right to carry guns. So your argument that, wait until black people have guns. Yeah, they already do, for one thing. And the other thing is, we're not afraid of that. We welcome that. That's fine. They're American citizens. They can own guns. Wow. Then you got all these blue check marks calling for the Supreme Court now to be dissolved. Twitter boasted a mass exodus of common sense yesterday. The Justice Clarence Thomas, of course, as we mentioned, wrote the opinion, and everybody's jumping on him, including Keith Olbermann, who is so wise.
Oh,
I mean, so brilliant. You can always turn.
I thought to myself as soon as this,
What does he think of it?
Supreme Court
Yeah.
came down,
you ran to his feed.
I did.
Well, now you're going to know, because
nice.
it's really important to know. But they describe him as a sports commentator too far left for even NBC and ESPN. Came to the normal conclusion that, quote, it has become necessary to dissolve the Supreme Court of the United States.
Yeah, say it like him, exactly.
It has become necessary to dissolve the Supreme Court of the United States. Has it, Keith? Has it? All right. These people, these psychotic morons, want to defund police. They want to eliminate police departments. They want to get rid of the Supreme Court. They want to erase the Electoral College. But we're the extremists, don't forget. It is the right who are so extreme and has gotten so crazy. You just have to read the remarks on Twitter, and you'll see who the crazies are. Other Democrats and talking heads also leveled accusation upon accusation at the court. California Governor Gavin Newsom saying the decision marks a dark day in America. And MSNBC analyst Glenn Kirshner denouncing the court as being determined to make American the most deadly, the most dangerous, and the most inhospitable place on earth. Okay. Jeez. The Supreme Court just said anyone can carry a concealed gun anytime, anywhere. Don't spend your money here. Your life is at risk the second you deplane. Literally, stay out of the USA, according to Nicole Sandler.
I'm not necessarily opposed to
Yeah,
that.
I'm not either. That's
Right.
fine.
I think a lot less
by
crime
me.
would happen.
Right.
Can you mind if we put the Keith Olbermann tweet back up there? Because he look at this. He's just threatening look at that last line. Great, you're a court. Why and how do you think you can enforce your rulings? I mean, that's Andrew Jackson took that angle with the Cherokees.
Sure did.
Being moved out. I mean, he's calling for anarchy.
Well, and Biden has more or less said the same thing.
Yeah. Oh, here's the other brilliant tweet from Keith Olbermann.
Also, F. Alito, Thomas, Roberts, Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, and the paralegal, Coney Barrett.
Look at that. Look, what a sexist. What an ass he is.
Oh, my gosh.
Legal Cody. That's kind of funny.
Not really.
No.
It's really not.
No.
He's been Bidenized. We realized that on Wednesday.
Yeah.
He's been Bidenized.
Yeah. He is drifted far left, unfortunately, in a matter of 3 days.
By Monday, he's going to be one of these blue check marks that's yakking about dissolving the Supreme
Yeah,
Court.
that was me.
Yeah.
That's me. That's what I want to have happen.
You douche.
That's where we're at. What happened to you? I don't even know
Seriously,
you anymore.
Something has happened to him.
Oh, look at that. Joe Biden's got a
there's a cheat sheet for Jeffy. Try to sound intelligent. Subscribe to Chewing the Fat with Jeffy.
I'm a fan of that. Thank you.
What was the other one that he had, Rob? There was another one he was holding up yesterday as well, Joe Biden. Man, my goodness, that's a long one. Enter the bathroom.
Unzip pants.
Oh, no.
Sit down.
What?
Do business.
What? Okay.
Wipe. Wipe again.
Oh, poor Joe.
And
Joe.
again.
Okay.
Stand up. Zip pants. Flush toilet. Wash hands.
Okay.
Oh, that's an important one.
You better.
You don't want to get COVID.
No, 30 seconds.
Dry hands. Exit bathroom. Don't touch little girls.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, that's one.
That should be at the top.
He always misses that one.
Yeah.
That should begin and end.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, here we go. Lie, cheat, steal, blame Trump, get ice cream.
Okay, there's his day right there.
And don't forget the pudding. Find the youngest person in the room and sniff their hair. Oh, and pudding.
Ed Bishop, who does some stuff here down the hall, he sent me a note last night that says Monday is National Pudding Day. So I don't know if Joe Biden will be celebrating that.
Of course he will.
Another 3 or 4 day weekend for the Bidens in
Right.
Delaware to celebrate. Yeah.
He's going to be in Rehoboth eating pudding.
Oh.
You know it.
Yeah.
Stay
Just
there.
know it.
Just stay there, old man.
Jeez.
Ugh.
In his slave state of Delaware, by the way, one of the last 2 vestiges of slavery.
It'll be fine.
In case you, and by the way, one of the few states that has no early voting. That's how oppressive they are. They are so oppressive in Delaware that you can't even vote early. They've taken away everybody's right to vote early. So we should boycott Delaware. In fact, I'm going to. I'm going to take a stand right now.
Really?
I think I've only been to Delaware once in my life. I'm never going back. I'm not going back to Delaware.
I feel like I've only been there once myself.
Yeah.
Stop there for gas.
Beautiful.
Once.
I've driven through.
And
I've never stopped there.
Not the best experience.
That's kind of a good point. I don't know that I've actually stopped.
It's a pit. But I will say this about Delaware.
In Delaware, the largest growth in population is Indian Americans moving from India.
Okay.
You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent.
That's a joke.
No, he's not joking. No. I'm glad he said that because I thought he was joking for a minute, but he wasn't.
Wait a minute.
He wasn't joking.
You see what's happening?
What?
He's trying to defend.
I know!
It's a joke.
Right?
It's a joke, all right?
He's been Bidenized.
Wow. Give him a break. It's just Joe being Joe.
Jeez.
His comments yesterday, too, about his reaction. The same room that he was holding his cheat sheet in. The press asked
we
him
got to
some
see
questions.
this video.
Yeah, let's watch this now.
He is you'll be proud.
Yeah.
I am disappointed in the Supreme Court gun decision. There is one little bit of solace in the minority making up the majority opinion has laid out that it affects not every state. It affects only 40 states, a lot of states it affects. And the phrase that I found noticeable was there's a difference between states that say may and say shall. If you have to say you shall do A, B, C, they're the ones that are
ocean
have
shells.
Problems, but most say may.
May.
I mean may. And,
no,
I got it reversed.
No,
oh my gosh!
There are the gun laws in 40 of these states are still in place.
He has no idea.
Based on the
No idea.
decision.
No, yeah, he doesn't.
Not good enough. But
what are you talking about?
I think it's not reasoned accurately, but I'm
And then he writes up. Oh my gosh! Just
unbelievable.
And what was his line? The minority writing
for the majority.
The minority writing for the majority. Yeah, he had to mention that it's a black man wrote it.
About?
Is that bizarre? The guy is a flat out racist. He's a flat out racist, which is why he said this about Barack.
I mean, you got the first sort of mainstream African American who was articulate and bright and clean, nice-looking guy. I mean, that's a storybook, man.
You just don't find that. That's a storybook. You don't find that anywhere.
I was thinking the exact. I wasn't even thinking about him bashing Thomas. But that's what that was.
That's what he was. Yeah, that's what he was doing.
Oh my gosh.
He was going after the minority.
That's what I
The
got from that.
minority
Yeah.
writing for the majority.
Oh, nice
Yep.
to have you back, Jeffy. Welcome.
You're welcome. No problem. I'm happy to be back.
And don't
That
forget
is-
this. Don't forget his. I mean, he's got so much wisdom like this.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Okay,
Well,
so
hello.
I mean, there he shows you that he likes them just as well as the white kids.
Especially if they're within sniffing distance.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows about roaches.
Yeah, he does. Well, he knows about hairy legs.
By the way, you know, I sit on the stand,
yeah,
and it get hot. I got hairy
it
legs.
get hot. He got a lot
turn,
of that turn blonde
in the sun.
in the
And
sun.
the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down.
Ick.
So it was
And you
straight, and
lit
then
them,
watch
you
the hair come back up again.
And they
They look at
wow,
it. So I learned about
fascinating
roaches.
stuff.
I learned about kids jumping on my lap.
Yeah, and
I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
He's loved kids jumping on his lap. Huh. Now, see, what happened was the kids would
bad.
swim up, and I guess he had his legs in the water or something. Why aren't you sitting on the big chair?
Yeah, right.
You know,
Because the kids can't
lifeguard
reach
chair.
him up there.
Right.
And he wants them to touch him.
So
I'm not kidding.
instead, he's at the edge of the pool where they can touch him and get to his legs. And what happens was they would rub his legs,
I understand.
and the wet hair would be stuck to his legs, and then they'd watch it come back up again. As it dried, it sort of came back to life.
The fact that you would sit there and
So
allow these kids to do that
creepy.
says
So
everything you
creepy.
need to know about this man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Putrid.
Bizarre.
You got a defense for that, don't you?
No, but I can if you'd like. But.
We're good.
All right. Let me tell you about Preborn. Throughout the whole world, the leading cause of death is abortion. Did you know that? 1.2 billion babies have been killed worldwide. 63 million in the United States alone. 25% of pregnant mothers don't choose life. So the Ministry of Preborn and Blaze Media are partnering to help rescue 50,000 babies this year, and we need your help. Because Preborn shows women who are considering abortion, they show them an ultrasound for free. That costs $28. That's where your donation goes. It goes to showing them ultrasounds because 80% of the time after they see the ultrasound, they choose life.
I bet.
It is a compelling thing when you see, okay, that's not going to be a Volkswagen. That's not going to be a clump of broccoli. That is a human child inside. And then they have that realization. And so it really has major impact. And then when they choose life, then Preborn also provides maternity and baby clothes and diapers and car seats and things. And they provide all of that free to the mother. So your donation goes a long way toward helping a mother choose life. To donate, dial pound 250, say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby, or go to preborn.com/Pat.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Did you see that only 9% of New Hampshire voters definitely want Biden to run again? So the question is, do you want him to run again? And then it's like definitely, somewhat, not at all, definitely not kind of thing. The numbers of voters who definitely don't want him to run again increased from 43% last year to 52% now. So it's 52-9 in the definitely category. I definitely don't want him to run to I definitely do. This guy is not well liked by anybody.
No.
Democrats,
No,
it's not like Democrats are enamored with him. They understand. He sucks.
Well, they see the same douchebaggery that we see
do.
every day.
They ignore most of it, but they do see it. Yeah, and they see that he's declining.
Yeah, he's gone from Marxist vessel to liability at election time.
Yeah.
And they know that. Now, let's see. Kamala Harris, though, on the other hand, had a 23% favorability in the New Hampshire
whole
poll.
23%?
23%.
Wow.
So between
Terrible.
definitely want him to and kind of want him to, it was 23% for Biden, too. So they're tied at 23.
What I find amazing is how quickly the American public can turn on people. I mean, the most votes ever for a president.
Right, 81 million, if I'm not mistaken.
Right, and now hardly anyone even likes him. What a fickle bunch the Americans are.
You would think he'd have somewhat of a honeymoon period.
Right.
After 81 million votes, the most of all time.
Give the guy a chance already.
By the way, way more than even Barack Obama, who was the greatest person. I mean, he stood above. He's sort of above America.
Yes, he is.
You know,
yes, he is.
Sort of.
Wow.
You know what I mean? He's sort
I
of,
do. He was like above.
yeah, he's like sort of above everybody.
I mean,
he's
in
like,
a way,
in a
Obama's
way,
standing above the country,
Yeah.
above the world. He's sort
Right.
of God. He's
sort of. So,
Sort of.
You go from that to Biden, who had even more. So I don't know. I don't know what happened. It's just bizarre. Of course, if you don't know what happened, check out the movie by Dinesh D'Souza called 2,000 Mules, and you might see what happened.
Gives you a little bit of an idea.
I was incredibly skeptical before, and then he actually, to me, proved the point that there was pretty rampant fraud. There was a lot of ballot stuffing going on in that race. And he didn't really even cover how many was it that showed up in the middle of the night?
Oh.
And they were dropped off at the...
By the most conservative estimates, it affected the results in Georgia, Arizona, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin.
They pretty much determined that Trump won in Arizona. I mean, that's almost a foregone conclusion now.
Well, yeah, I mean, he went
because
through
of all
those
the
states.
evidence.
Yeah. And don't forget, I think what gets lost in this is not only the presidency at stake, but then the runoff for the 2 Georgia seats that gave the Senate to the Democrats.
It went from 52-48 to 50-50, and that changed everything.
Yeah.
So
I just love how I love how it's anecdotal, but it says so much. During the runoff, the Georgia stuff, how during that process in December, there was a ruling that came out where they traced back voter fraud through fingerprints.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start seeing the people showing up to the voter box in
Gloves
Georgia
on.
with gloves on.
Yeah.
Why? Is it cold? I mean,
have you ever been to Georgia in November?
I have.
Keith.
Mm-hmm.
He'll
Cold,
claim to have
freezing.
been like from there or some weird thing.
I honestly don't think I've ever worn gloves in the winter in Georgia.
Really?
It's like wearing gloves in the winter in Texas almost. Not quite that much, but you don't normally wear gloves in warm states like that. You know, even in the
You don't
winter.
even own them.
Yeah. No.
In the winter you do.
No, usually not. And wasn't it pretty warm during the election? We should look and see what the temperature was on that day.
They're rubber gloves. I'm not looking
And
up the
they were-
weather for freaking December in Georgia.
I
Whatever
am.
day that
I'm
was.
going to. I am.
Okay, so
I wanna
first you
know.
got to find out what day the court case came down. Then you
Right.
got to look at the next day, unless maybe it's in. Did they mention the day in the movie? I can't remember.
Probably.
Anyway,
Yeah,
all right,
probably.
you get back to us on that.
Anyway, check out Dinesh's movie.
Yeah.
It's really compelling. It really is. Absolutely something went wrong there. There's no question about that.
Yeah, and we're living it right now.
And we are. Yeah.
That's for sure.
The way, what does Sky News say in Australia?
He's
This is
almost
what
out of
happens
office, right?
no, he's not.
He's almost out of office. It's almost over.
What's the great line from Sky News Australia? This is what happens when you order a president through the mail.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's good
That's
stuff.
the greatest line ever from
That's
the
good
2020
stuff.
Fallout.
The other movie I'd love to watch is What is a Woman by Matt Walsh. But I'm not willing to pay a year-long subscription to Daily Wire to do that. You know, that's the only way you can watch that movie?
I do not.
You got to get a year subscription. I was willing to pay like $30 for it. I would have paid $30. I'm not paying $108. No, sorry. I don't want to see it that bad.
We don't have access.
I don't know.
to
Not
the
that I
Daily
know
Wire
of.
around
I'm
here.
sure they do. They don't share that
I
stuff
don't
with
know.
us, man.
They-
Let me
gotta-
call somebody at Daily Wire. Hey, don't we have some kind of special access?
I'm sure we
It's
have.
weird.
I'm sure we do.
You know what a bargain is Blaze TV, and you could go to blazetv.com.
That's a heck of a bargain.
Pat, and
Yeah.
you could watch Overtime.
Right. blazetv.com/Pat. I can watch Overtime.
Extra
What
content.
if I put in the offer code PAT? What happens?
I think you get $10 off. If
Okay.
I'm not
Nice.
mistaken.
And how are we spelling that? Is it just PAT with one T, right?
I think.
Just the one T, because from what I understand, Pat doesn't like wasting consonants.
He's frugal with his letters.
Yeah.
He has said that in the past.
He has said that.
Yes.
So, yeah, try that. Let's see what happens. I don't know. Some good news at least this week. You know, we got some good news. You got the Supreme Court ruling the right way on this issue.
Yes.
And the left is going absolutely ballistic over this. Wait till the abortion ruling becomes official.
Oh,
And apparently that's probably going to happen next Tuesday.
Oh, is that the day?
I think so. Yeah. I think they're going to do Tuesday and Thursday next week, or maybe just Tuesday, and finish this up.
Be done.
And so,
And then we watch the country burn to the ground.
And we still
for a
believe
week.
they're gonna make that happen.
well, yeah, those right-wing kooks who are happy with the ruling are going to go out and start lighting the country on fire.
right through July 4th.
You know?
Yeah,
Right.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Happy
So-
Independence Day, y'all.
It's amazing how the media is still trying to make this right-wing violence and the threat of right-wing violence. And I don't, how is nobody asking them, hey, excuse me, but why would the right be involved in any violence over this ruling?
Well, and politically,
Why?
you've even made the case that this is going to set off the left to the point where here comes the court packing scheme. They're gonna
No
use
question.
this ruling.
Oh yeah.
And they'll probably
after this
They're going
one
to use
yesterday.
this and the gun ruling
Yep.
to go to the 13 or 15 justices. That's what they'll do.
So good seeing the minority right for the majority.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up.
Which is why we've got to get control of the Senate in November to put a stop to this nonsense. Okay, you want to go with 13? All right, with the Republican majority, let's go to 13. Let's go ahead and do that and have the Senate confirm, I don't know, 4 more conservative judges. Wouldn't that be great?
They try that. The country doesn't survive.
No, it doesn't. No.
It's over.
Well,
officially.
Like the Liberty sponsor that we have, saying it's a Supreme Court coup. That's exactly what it is. It's a coup to try to pack the court like that. I mean, even FDR couldn't get that done. With a Democrat majority, the Democrats in Congress were like, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Yeah, well, we've let the radicals in the door since then.
Sure have.
I mean, they wanted those votes.
It shows you
and they
that it's
let 'em
worse
in.
now
Yeah.
than it was under FDR, by far, by a lot. And it's interesting because, FDR was about as socialist as you could possibly get. And so it's amazing that he was thwarted in that effort. But I don't know if they will be this time if they hold on to the Senate majority. I don't know if we can stop that coup from happening. All right. Got this request that came in from Pathead B.S. Mariani. Tweeted out, I know you and the crew are really busy jamming all the news and fun in between the news and weather every 4 minutes on the fives. That's true. That's true. That's not easy to do.
No, it is not.
But something's driving me nuts. What is the yellow sticker on Pat's headphones?
Oh, no.
Is it really necessary? Well, it is, because we better turn this down. Otherwise, we'll get some massive feedback. But yeah, you can see here. It's important. Stolen from Blaze Radio.
Stolen from Blaze Radio.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a thief.
Yeah. So I stole this from
You stole this from the other room.
Yeah.
And that's why guys are always running around in there that I can't hear because you went in there and stole their headphones.
Right. That's right. And I proudly wear the yellow sticker to prove it.
Scofflaw.
Also, Pathead Christie, a fan of Hank Gray. Remember that one reference to that one day? Sent this. Whenever Pat says, I've got some tweets here, I hear Glenn singing, I've got some cattle.
I got some cattle.
I'm driving to the town. So it would make my month if Pat could maybe just once sing, I've got some tweets here. I'm reading them aloud.
Oh, maybe you could do that when we come back with
Thanks. I absolutely love y'all. Beautiful.
Aw.
All right. I got some tweets here. I'm reading them aloud. I forgot the complicated
No, that
lyrics
was good.
There you go.
There was a lot to it.
There sure was.
And
but you powered through.
Yeah, I did.
Without a cheat sheet. Well, no, actually, you had one. So never mind.
Enter the room. Start talking.
Steal headphones.
Steal headphones. That should be before enter the room, though.
Yeah.
All right. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
I sawed this boat in half.
Congratulations. Yeah, nicely done.
Nice.
All right. Carl Smith tweets, as all my normal stock market investments seem to be tanking, I wonder, can I invest in laughing stock, which is skyrocketing? Stephen Brody tweets, they forgot one instruction for Biden's list. You resign. That would be nice.
Wow, that's not going to happen from his people.
And from Rowdy Introvert, somehow stretched out for some reason. Rowdy Introvert.
He actually has your picture as his. On his.
Oh,
ID,
from Montana.
Right?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's the picture.
Uh huh. Oh, the one from. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
From Billings.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay. After hearing Biden's reaction to the Supreme Court ruling, I hate to admit it, but we may actually have to ask Kamala for a clarifying response. From John Knorr, in 2024, Dinesh will have to release his sequel, 4,000 Mules.
Oh,
Jeez, I hope
I
not.
know.
I hope not.
I know.
Seriously, we're over if that's the case. We're just done. It's over. If we can't get back the majority this coming fall and then win the presidency back in 2024, I'm sorry. I don't think we can save this thing.
It was good news. The House is adjourned until September 19th.
That is good news, actually. Till September 19th?
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were.
That's a nice little vacation.
I thought they
isn't it?
were coming back after July for the committee, right? The J6 committee.
That's not an official proceeding. That's just a separate thing. That's nothing.
We're paying these guys $174,000 each to take a 3-month vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Hey.
That's a sweet gig.
I may need to run for office.
Yeah.
You see who's in power. They can take off all the time they want right now.
Well, that's true.
I know.
So I'm going to need you to calm down and back off.
Okay. I'm going to need you to shut up.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. Also, this from B to Bodine. Stunning revelations today on this. So this would have been yesterday on Pat Unleashed Overtime. As we learned that there's a broiling hot space between galaxies, possibly 1 million degrees or as much as several million degrees.
Yeah.
So that's what
we learned.
Some of the things that you're missing on Pat Gray Overtime.
So we talked about the weather here in Texas during overtime.
Is that what we were
yesterday?
doing? Yeah.
It's about 1 million degrees centigrade in Texas, which means, I don't know, that could be 100 million.
We could tie a
Fahrenheit. I don't know.
record today, 105 degrees, which was set since global warming. It obviously was set last year, 1913. That's right. 105 degrees is the record.
It was in 1913?
Correct, yeah. So
Wow.
that's where we could be.
Oh, there's a little graphic that shows you
Yeah, that's the problem.
the problem that Texas is in
That's a
right
fact.
now.
Go home and close your
We
doors
are.
and windows, man. Do not open them.
We have replaced Mercury as the closest object to the sun. So that's a
us.
problem. That's a problem.
It does seem to be an issue.
It does. It is so miserable. I mean, you go outside and they keep talking about the heat index because of the humidity here. So when it's 102 or 104, it really feels like it's 110 or 180.
113 yesterday.
113?
Yeah,
It felt
it was
like-
cranking
And
out
when
there
I
yesterday, man.
woke up this morning to come in here, the temperature had cooled off to 88 degrees.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
Burr.
90 this morning. You know, I mean, at my house.
That's
So, I
good
mean,
sleeping
yeah,
weather right there.
Oh,
Open the windows, baby.
no, don't.
No.
Yeah,
can't
you open the windows
man, no.
and oof, man.
Well, don't open the doors. Don't open the windows. Nothing, man.
Mm-mm.
Do not open. Don't let that air out.
No, that provides no relief either.
No, it does not.
So, we were just seeing that on Fox News today. They've got somebody named Tennille Arts.
Love her.
I've never heard of her, but we were wondering if she was named after, the captain at Tennille, Tony Tennille. And then that led to a discussion about Captain and Tennille divorcing.
Yeah. And
after, I don't know, 130 years of marriage or something.
Yeah.
And then they got divorced.
But he's
he's
dead now.
Yeah, and she took care of him, I think, toward the end, even though they were divorced.
Yeah.
And I didn't remember, so it's another one of those Pat's surprised that somebody's been dead for years. Daryl Dragon has been dead since 2019. He died.
Yeah.
Sad.
Sad.
And she is 82 years old now.
Wow.
And that got us to talking about this meme that Jeffy found.
Wait, before you do the meme, because it is excellent. Tennille Arts, born in Saskatchewan and named after, definitely.
I knew it.
It's confirmed.
Tony Tennille.
I mean, nobody's
Had to be.
Tennille.
Right.
She's too weird a name.
Okay, read this meme.
I'm surprised her name isn't Tennille Muskrat.
Maybe that's her middle name.
That's possible. So then I had this show up on one of my timelines on social media, whether it be Jeff Fisher Radio or at JeffyJFR. And I talked about it yesterday on Chewing the Fat. It's kind of really disheartening.
It's more than kind of really.
It's crippling.
It is.
When you
paralyzing.
When you realize that 1970 and 2022 are as far apart as 1970 and 1918. I'm just going to need a minute.
Oh.
Yeah, I need more than a minute. That's a staggering fact.
It sure is.
It's the First World War. No, are you kidding me? How did this happen? Yeah, I need a week to get over that.
Well, then you'll be closer to 2023 than you will 1913 or 18 or wherever we were, Niner. I don't know.
Unbelievable.
It sure is. Man.
Unbelievable. And since you brought up Muskrat Love,
ADD in the morning time.
I must include the fact that that's a much better song in its original form by America, who did the song initially.
Yes.
And it's actually a decent song by
I will
them.
say I enjoyed America's
Captain and
version of
Tennille
that.
just ruined it. I mean, you're singing about romance between muskrats.
Right. I mean,
it's not that great a song to begin with. But
it is if you're a muskrat.
I
You're
guess.
taking care of a little muskrat business.
I guess so. Yeah, if you like love among rodents, America's the way to go, not Captain and Tennille. All right?
America. Again, one of the most underrated bands of all time, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yep.
Nobody ever talks about it.
No.
That's because I remember my grandfather taking me to one of their shows.
Got it.
And they just came out and sat down and played their songs and left. And
That's all they had to do because they were good.
Put on some kind
They
of
were
show.
brilliant. What do you want them to do?
I don't know. More than what they did.
They do songs like Muskrat Love. What do you want, a laser light display?
Yeah. Ride out with a horse horse with no name.
Oh, yeah.
Ride out on a horse with no name.
Where are the fireworks?
Thank you.
Don't know that they considered that, actually. Probably not, in fact, would be my guess. Let's go to Elizabeth in Kentucky. Hey, Elizabeth, you're on the Blaze.
Hey, good morning. Bingo.
Oh,
nice.
All right. Where did you find bingo here?
In the fourth row vertical.
Fourth row vertical. Okay. Yep. Which starts with?
I saw this boat in half.
Right. Mm-hmm. Are you going to continue?
We love you guys. We listen every single day.
No,
thank you. Thank you.
But the bingo,
But
you need
to continue on your bingo because we have to prove that it actually happened. All right. So you got, I saw this boat in half. Then it goes
born
to
an oven.
Right. Okay. Aren't biscuits.
Mm-hmm. How do you pay for it?
Right. From AOC.
You were surprised to learn someone died years ago.
And apparently that happened multiple times this week. And then finally,
Jeffrey's saying it's only illegal if you get caught.
Right. It's only legal if you get caught. All right, Elizabeth. Thanks a lot. Appreciate your listening.
Okay.
Bye bye.
PatGrayShop.com.
Everybody, good morning. It's just that easy. PatGrayShop.com. That's where you get all the fabulous merchandise that is available to you there. All right.
Peanut butter, by the way.
Peanut butter?
We have a 44,000 pounds of peanut butter. Not going to make it to shelves. Apparently, food factory fire.
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah, we got another one.
This is the first I'm hearing of the peanut butter shortage.
Well, because
now.
of Jif, right? Because Jif is completely off the shelves.
Why?
I mean, that's because
it was it their plant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there was the recall on the Jif, and I have not seen that return.
It was a recall on the Jif. What happened to Jif peanut butter? What did they do to it?
There was some.
There was doo-doo feces
Oh
thrown
no!
all over the
There was
walls,
doo-doo feces.
the floor, the ceiling, and it stunk so bad.
And so after that, Jif decided, maybe we should just go ahead and recall that.
Oh, it was just a truck that caught fire. I thought it was a factory, but it's 44,000 pounds. Either way, that's wasted peanut butter.
44,000 pounds.
I didn't realize a truck could kill.
And a Jif recall, right?
Yeah, the Jif recall. There's no Jif on the shelves. I mean, you still, I mean, I will say that Peter Pan is not as good as Jif. I'm sorry, Peter Pan.
No.
I'm sorry, Peter Pan, but
Peter Pan's an absolute no.
I broke down and got a Peter Pan, but
did you really?
Yeah. Hello.
No, you got to go with the Skippy, all natural, honey infused one. Trust me on this. The improved Skippy, honey infused peanut butter. Delicious.
I'm willing to take that.
We buy that now
I'm willing
instead
to take that
of
chance
Jif.
too, but my wife is allergic to honey, so.
Is she really?
Yeah. Maybe I should bring that into the house. And be a shame if something happened.
Wow.
Just a second. It's honey infused.
Be a shame. I didn't even think of the honey in the
I
peanut butter,
either.
honey.
Gosh darn.
Did I get the wrong kind?
Oh,
Shoot.
no. I shouldn't have left it open on the counter here.
I guess I should have gone Peter Pan, huh? Yeah. Too bad.
Oh. What's going on here? But
yeah, hopefully she's not listening.
Watch your back
right
Ed.
now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, whatever.
So what was wrong with the Jif again?
The Jif had a recall. There was something.
For what?
I forget what was wrong with it. Honestly, I forget what was wrong with it, but they pulled them off the shelves.
This is the most bizarre period in the history of my life. I've never seen anything like what's going on right now.
Well, you know,
and it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse than
1970 and 2022 are as far apart as 1970 and 1918.
Okay, did they have salmonella concerns in 1918?
I would think
probably.
they were probably bigger concerns in 1918.
Can I have potable water, please?
Some kind of flu or something?
No, it says salmonella concerns.
Salmonella?
Yeah.
In 1918?
No, I'm talking about the
Jif.
the
the Jif.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you got the salmonella. What was it with the Bluebell ice cream for a while?
It's always got salmonella.
Yeah, it's always got something. What was it?
Same thing.
I'm not touching Bluebell the rest of my life, man.
Weird.
Listeria, he says. Okay.
Listeria.
They can't keep their factories clean. What's going on there?
Right. I don't know. Although
I guess
they're not in a recall right now. I just
right now
referencing the recall from.
They're
cold
overdue.
And it's creamy, and so what?
They're overdue for another recall over at Bluebell.
But if you die from eating Bluebell, it's a nice way to go. It's a nice way. You got me. Okay, I didn't see that coming.
But hey, at least their factory hasn't burned to the ground.
True.
Like the only one left.
Yeah. There's something going on because, as we've talked about, it's 150 of these places in the last 2 years. 150 food plants, factories, things to do with manufacturing and processing food lit on fire over and over and over and over again. Why is that happening? And why is nobody, really talking about it? Except us.
Well, yeah.
We've mentioned it a few times. But mostly it's gone completely unnoticed. Really bizarre.
And are we even making baby food yet at Abbott?
After the flood?
Yeah, because they gave the go-ahead to start making baby food. We were going to help us out. And then it flooded, so they had to delay the manufacturing. So are we still busy smack dab in the middle of Operation Fly Formula?
So that was 6.
Mexico just delivered formula to us in Operation Fly Formula. Mexico!
That's weird. Dude.
That's how hard up we are right now. We're getting help with our food supply from Mexico. It's unbelievable.
Getting help with our food supply from any country is unacceptable.
Ridiculous.
Okay, so I'm looking this up, and of course the flooding of the Abbott baby formula factory shut down 6 days ago. I don't have a reopening story, but what I do see is, from yesterday, FDA investigates death of another infant given Abbott formula.
Really?
So how many are we up to now?
I think 3, but I don't know that they didn't prove
I don't think they've ever proven that it was
In
Abbott's
fact,
fault.
They seem to prove the opposite because what killed the babies, the 2 babies, was not found in the Abbott factory. So they were closed down seemingly for nothing. And then...
Well, they did find unsanitary conditions, it says.
But it was not...
It doesn't necessarily mean it was those, right?
Right.
The plant reopened, only to be set by floodwaters. And I don't have an update from there.
Telling you, it's a weird time. It's a weird time.
That's good, but
any day now you're going to see the moon turn blood red.
At least we're taking care of Ukraine, right?
I think it already has.
Sending Another $450 million to Ukraine.
We're over $6 billion worth of stuff now, right?
Oh,
to Ukraine.
Did you say 60?
You mean 60? Yeah, we're close to 60 billion.
Ooh.
Yeah, 60. It's somewhere between 50 and 60 billion. So
one day,
I want to go out on a limb here and say that's enough.
The clouds that you see forming overhead, those are filled with brimstone.
Okay.
I don't know if you're aware of that.
No, I'm not.
So, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
If saying enough is enough means that I want Putin to win, so be it.
you know what?
I know.
You know what I want?
So be it.
I want to see the Zelensky family bank accounts. I want to see how they're doing right now.
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Truth's going to come out one day.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's a money laundering. That's what I believe.
Well, I mean, nobody was shy about talking about how corrupt Ukraine was before the war began. Everybody knows they have a corrupt government.
I know,
including Joe Biden,
right? And I realized
forced
when
them
she
to
was
fire one of their highest officials
and hire his son.
Yes,
but they know a lot of the billions that we've sent are merchandise, right? I mean, which I guess is okay since we're giving them our old stuff.
Yeah, I don't know that we are giving them exclusively old stuff. Because they keep asking for more updated things.
It's never
and we
enough.
Keep giving
it's certainly never enough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
and every week it's another billion or 1.2 billion or 700 million, or then it's $1.5 billion. And then all of a sudden, here's a $40 billion bill we're going to pass through. And then it's another $10 billion. I don't know. It's probably so much more than we even
I think so.
comprehend.
I think you're right there.
Yeah, and yesterday Putin gave a speech, basically, and it's hard to disagree with it. It's the death of the U.S. dollar. And tough times are coming around the world.
Is that a problem? The death of the dollar?
I mean, I don't have any.
An issue?
I don't even have any U.S. dollars. So it doesn't bother me.
Okay.
Oh, we've got sanctions against Russia. Shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're hurting right now.
That's what I mean.
Well, except for the ruble is up 7 times or higher than it's been in the last 7 years.
That's it, though.
Yeah, that's all. Don't worry about that.
Boy, everything seems to be working.
Yeah.
You got some notes for that there, Joe?
Just like Biden wanted it to. That's great. Everything's great.
Good morning, Americans. It's Friday.
Welcome to it. Thanks for the tweets. This from Zippy the Monk. Can we get the stolen from Blaze Radio sticker design on a shirt? Yeah, probably.
Coming soon.
Probably, yeah.
Coming soon.
I like it.
From Rowdy Introvert. Okay, clarification on the spelling of my Twitter name. I figured if an extra N was good enough for Glenn, then doubling up all the letters in my name would maximize my returns. It's like, okay. Gotcha.
There's some thought behind
it. Works. From Weekly Cadence Testing Counter. Any word about whether it's avocados flavored baby formula from Mexico?
Oh.
Avocados from Mexico. Baby formula from Mexico. Now, we have another thing to worry about. If you're a white person, okay?
Okay.
And I bet you haven't even considered this, because you're so white supremacist oriented that you don't even think of things like this, of the issues that you're bringing up by doing the stupid things we do as white people.
Wow.
White people have to be a BLM ally. I'll let this person explain.
Hey, it's that time of year again where white people can't wait to get really tan. And Latinos también, bronceaditos, quemaditos.
Oh,
if you're a white person, you can't wait to get super tan and you can't say Black Lives Matter and you're not an ally and you can't stand for your black, brown, indigenous, people of color, friends, and family, then do everyone a favor and tanning is not for you.
Okay.
So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Advice from this vapid idiot. I love it. It's so great.
That's awesome.
Jeez. I thought it was going to be we're appropriating, brown skin culture.
I'm glad you're learning over there. That's good for you to do.
I mean, it's better for your skin not to be tan.
It is?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
Wasn't there an Obama tanning booth tax? There was. There was something in the Obamacare thing where they were taxing visits to the
tanning booths.
I don't know if it was an Obamacare. It was in something Obama, and there was outrage, and I think they pulled it back. But
I don't know.
I'm sure she happily pays it.
But if you can't say Black Lives Matter, well, of course we can say Black Lives Matter. They do. All lives matter. Can we say that?
How dare
no,
you.
that's terrible. That's horrible. If
That's
you say
racist.
that, if you say Blue Lives Matter, that's even worse.
Right.
Even worse. Oh, man. So only Black Lives Matter. That's the only thing you can say. You can't say all lives matter because they don't.
No, they don't.
Clearly, Whitey's lives don't matter.
Now, if you tan yourself enough, then you'll matter. Okay?
Well,
that's what Whitey thinks.
But then you're appropriating
Yeah.
somebody else's
Crap, I can't keep
culture.
up. I can't keep up.
So, no, you can't keep up. It's impossible. It changes every day.
Well, just stop being white.
Sorry.
Hey, the other day we had this Carrie Lake situation. She's running for governor in Arizona, and she is going after the drag queen culture that's happening right now. But the problem was she apparently immersed herself in the drag queen culture. Anyway, she had a little discussion with a CNN reporter about how she feels about their network.
Hi. Hi.
Nice to see you. Count off and CNN.
You don't have a mask on anymore. What's going
we're
on?
outside. Do you have a
Wow.
minute to
Well,
chat?
we're 6 feet apart.
Do you have a minute to chat?
I'll do an interview.
Okay.
As long as it airs on CNN Plus. Does that still exist? I didn't think so because the people don't like what you guys are peddling, which is propaganda. Thank you.
Head off she goes. Wow. That was pretty awesome.
I love that so much.
That was pretty awesome.
That was a nice little beatdown.
Yes, it was. Very nice, calm, cool, collected, and then knife to the heart.
Didn't skip a beat.
Well, it was calm, cool, collected. It wasn't nice.
Nicely done.
Yeah,
Nicely done.
It was
Yeah.
nicely done, definitely. However, this will bring us back down again because
What are you doing? It's
monkeypox continues to expand
Yeah.
at a terrifying rate.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday,
I know.
we talked about this yesterday.
Yep.
And you gave us false numbers.
They were true at the time, but I'm telling you, it's
think so.
exponentially increasing here. Yesterday it was 142.
I don't think that was correct.
Today it's 156.
Oh my goodness. In America.
14 more people in a country of just 330 million have contracted monkeypox.
And how many people are in the world?
Wow. 7.5 billion.
Okay, of those 7.5 billion, yesterday the World Health Organization told us 3,308 people have.
Oh wow!
Have
Almost
the monkeypox.
everybody.
And
That's
they,
almost
of course,
everybody. What is that? 90%?
did as we expect. Keith, is that you? Did as we expected and declared it a pandemic.
It's a. Are you kidding me?
You know they were going to. We said this for a week. They were going to do this. It didn't matter what the numbers said. They want you scared and controllable at all times.
I'm sorry. 3,000 in the world is not a pandemic.
Yeah, but now that Whitey is getting it, we care.
I guess
That's what the African nations are saying. Yeah, we cared about this forever.
Now, if you'll recall, if Africa, those African nations hadn't have stood up for sovereignty and said, no, we're not going to let the World Health Organization tell us how to do things in our country. Because remember, that was the Joe Biden plan. Please govern us harder, Daddy. That's exactly what would be happening right now, is we would be taking marching orders from the WHO after their little meeting yesterday.
They didn't change the name, though, did they? As far as I can tell, I haven't seen any name change.
No.
Which they were going to do because it's racist.
The monkey lobby didn't show up, apparently.
I guess. So California has been struck the hardest. Get this. 40 cases in California. 40. Out of just 38 million people. 40 have monkeypox.
I know. It's terrible.
That's almost the whole state. That is nearly the whole state. New York is next with 22, and then Illinois with 19.
Is that how that works? Because I know California has like 55 electoral votes. Are you telling me 40 of the 55 people that live in California have it now? Wow.
That's not how it works either.
Oh, that's not okay.
Keith,
My bad.
No.
All right. Well, I mean, this is the pandemic, right? That Biden said. He told us 2 days ago.
There's another one
Another
coming.
one's coming.
And here it
We
is.
need more money to plan for the second pandemic. There's going to be another pandemic. We have to think ahead. And that's not something the last outfit did very well. That's something we've been doing fairly well. That's why we
No,
need
you
more
haven't.
money.
Your own vice president admitted that you
Oh,
didn't.
my gosh.
I know. It's maddening.
Oh. Anyone can get the illness, they want you to know. Anyone can get it. More so if you've been in contact or had sexual contact with someone with symptoms. Duh. Really? If I get naked with somebody who's got monkeypox, there's a better chance I can get the disease.
Yeah.
I would not have guessed that. Would you?
And
That's
No,
incredible.
I would not have.
Huh. Weird.
I don't know. That's what the experts are saying.
Traditionally,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Traditionally, people with monkeypox have developed a fever, swollen lymph nodes, headaches, muscle aches. The symptoms are followed by a rash.
Before the pox shows up, you start having symptoms. But they're also saying that now that while it's a surprise that if you get naked and rub up against someone with monkeypox, that you're probably going to get monkeypox.
Yeah, that's surprising to me. Wow, really?
The numbers are in your favor to get monkeypox if you do that. But prolonged, like if I have monkeypox and touch stuff, and then you come along and touch it too, they're saying it's possible.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not likely, but it's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can spread that way. Yeah, I guess the juice from the...
The pox juice.
Right, the pox juice. And that's what they were saying. And they were saying that...
Especially if you drink the pox
and
juice.
people,
then you got a really good chance.
People, what happens is that they start to heal. The pox start to heal, so they think that they're not
fine.
contagious.
Yeah,
they're not.
They're contagious.
Because the pox goo is still underneath.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, God.
The juice and the goo are both there.
We were good at juice, but no, we went with goo, too.
I mean, these stories are always so nasty.
I know.
This one goes into some real detail.
I mean, I'm not a fan of pox goo.
About where the rash normally happens.
Oh, no.
It's not pleasant.
No.
I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to read it because it's nasty. But
I mean, this is a public health.
All right. Well, then
is.
you get it around the mouth or around the genitals or anus. You could get it in your anus.
Happy Friday.
I mean, even though that's
I'm
billions
aware.
of miles from here.
Wait a minute. It's not on Earth only?
No,
It's in your anus,
It's in your anus, too. Yeah. So
Wow.
weird, right?
That is very weird. How'd that
knew?
happen?
I don't know. I don't know. Again, I don't make universal law. I just live by it. And that's what
Is this something you could just go to urgent care and say, can I get a prescription and move on with your life? Or is this...
You can.
If it's on Uranus, yeah, you can. But it's a long trip. That's the only problem.
Right.
It's a long trip from Uranus to
I would hate
an
to
urgent
go
care.
that far and then have the pharmacy be closed. That
I know.
always happens to me.
Right?
Ugh.
Right. Instead of widespread rashes, some patients see scattered or localized lesions in areas other than the face, hands, or feet. So you got that going for you, too.
Sounds fun.
At times, flu-like symptoms developed after the rash, but other people didn't have those symptoms at all. Scientists have warned of unusual symptoms in U.S. patients that were not previously associated with the virus, which is weird. Why?
Well,
Why?
there's 2 or 3 maybe now different kinds.
Oh, really?
And so the ones that were prevalent in Africa, death, it was more, I think it was like 2 out of 10, or maybe I forget the numbers.
I think
but
it's like
you
1
had
out of 10.
you get
10%, I think. Yeah.
And then,
Which is way higher, by the way, than COVID. If 10% of people die, that's a pretty big percentage.
number.
Yeah. It's a
and
lot
we
more.
know that we have 156 cases.
Yes, and it was only 142 yesterday. This thing's going out of control. It's like a wildfire.
Which is why the WHO issued as a pandemic.
You want to get ahead of it.
And really, why doesn't the WHO just do a few concerts and shut
think
up the
they
rest
would,
of the time?
right?
You know, I mean, have they not sold enough albums? Have you not sung enough songs? Now you got to get into telling us what to do about viruses? No, I'm sorry, not going there.
So
then there's even more nastiness involved in the story that I will not read.
Oh, really?
But it.
Jeffy will read
I'll update you on chewing the fat. I guarantee
Jeff
you.
will update you.
I guarantee that will happen.
it. So you'll be using the word juice and goo.
Absolutely. I
today.
have a monkey goo report. Absolutely.
Oh, that's what they should name it. They should change the name to monkey goo. There it is. It's catchy.
It is catchy.
I will tell you, there's worse words than that in this. Okay, much worse.
Oh no!
And descriptions that are really not pleasant.
You know, I would say that getting it is ill-advised.
Yeah, it is, because up to 1 in 10 people die. That's amazing. That's a lot.
Plus, even if you don't die,
I mean, that's serious.
That's nastiness, right?
Yes.
I mean,
Somebody write that down,
Yes.
Corby. I will say getting it is ill-advised.
Getting it is ill-advised.
End quote. Dr. Jeff Fisher.
You're welcome.
So if you realize somebody has it, you probably don't want to get naked with them. Okay, that's just a good safety tip right now. Just wait a couple of weeks.
Well, or, they gave you the tips. You can, leave your clothes on. And
oh, right. You can, or do it from 6 feet away or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Wasn't that their advice?
Yes, it was.
Have sex from 6 feet away.
Have sex from 6 feet away.
Okay.
Or just tell that special someone, just call me when the lesions disappear, and we'll try it again.
Oh, well, but then you're talking about, abstinence. That can't happen.
Right, that's impossible.
No.
That's impossible.
Not do that.
You can't not do that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So it's silly to even mention it.
Jeffy.
All right.
I didn't mention it. You did.
Let me tell you about Omega XL. We have 360 joints from our neck down each vertebrae in our back to our arms, hips, knees, feet. 360 joints. Something's bound to go wrong, right? And when it does, it's hard to get to that. For some reason, most medications just don't touch that. Omega XL does. Omega XL can calm down the inflammation and get you out of pain. It builds up in your system. And for me, it took about a week before I got some relief. And then it was 2 weeks. And they normally recommend about 3 before the pain is gone. And mine was gone in 2 weeks and has not returned. I love the stuff. Give it a try. Omega XL. It can restore your SPMs. Those are what keep your joints healthy. But as we age, we don't have enough of them. Omega XL can restore those SPMs and rejuvenate your joints and muscles. So go to omegaxl.com/Pat right now. When you buy your first bottle, they're going to throw in a second for free. You buy one, you get one free. It's 50% off, essentially. omegaxl.com/Pat or 800-844-4888. Okay, these comments from these blue checkmark people, politicians and actors and athletes about the decision from the Supreme Court yesterday. So unbelievably stupid. George Takei, how do you pronounce his last name? George Takei.
Yeah, whatever.
We had him in studio once when Glenn and I did the show.
I haven't been fortunate enough to meet him.
No, you haven't? Yeah,
No.
we met him. Actually, a pretty nice guy. And at that time, he wasn't spewing his liberal nonsense all the time.
Yeah. I mean, that was pre-Trump.
He's got this laugh.
Right, there it
like
is.
that. It's
there
like
it
that.
was.
Yeah.
That's right. He's got my laugh.
That's how he guffaws. Yeah. It's worse than yours, which is hard to believe, but it's true.
Wow.
Anyway, George Takei tweets, so let me get this straight. A state has the right to restrict abortions, but doesn't have the right to restrict firearms? Is that what we have now in these United States? Yeah. Because here's the thing, you buffoon. One of them is in the Constitution, and one of them is not.
I can't follow you. What was that again?
Yeah, one, gun rights, codified in the U.S. Constitution.
Okay.
Abortion, not so much.
Follow-up question on behalf of the Laughing George.
Yes.
Okay, so what was it you referred to? The
Constitution, the U.S. Constitution. Yeah, just an old dusty document that people sometimes refer to. I don't know. When they're desperate.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Then you got Kathy Hochul, who is now the governor of New York.
Oh, yeah, she's great.
Oh, wonderful.
I would like to point out to the Supreme Court justices that the only weapons at that time were muskets. I'm prepared to go back to muskets. So stupid. It's like, okay, you said that on television. Do you know they didn't have television when the founders were here? So maybe we should ban television too. I don't know. Cars. Airplane. That's such an asinine argument.
Well, she makes that's
So
the same argument that
ridiculous.
Biden makes all the time, right? I could have cannons.
Right. Yes.
Guess what?
They could. Yes.
Yes, they could.
They could.
And don't forget,
did.
yeah, that guy was trying to get Congress to buy those repeating rifles back then. I mean, he made the demonstration of the Continental Congress.
Right.
So they had those.
Knew things were going to change.
Of course.
You know?
Yeah, they were pretty smart guys.
Yeah, they
They
were.
had some foresight.
Yeah. Sure did. Then you got Preet Bharara.
Love Pre.
SCOTUS neither read the room nor the Constitution correctly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, because that's what
they're supposed to read
the room.
If you look in the Constitution as to what the job is of the U.S. Supreme Court, they talk about the temperature take the temperature of the room.
They do?
Yeah. It's right there. I'm pretty sure in the
That's
good
amazing.
and plenty clause. I mean, just the sheer unadulterated ignorance.
Well, that's the point. Most of the arguments from many of the talking heads yesterday and many of the blue check marks, they're making the argument, but they know not what they speak.
Right.
It's the wrong.
Right.
It's not what the deal is. It's not what happened. It's just amazing to me that they are what's the word you used? Stupid.
Yes, stupid. Buffoons.
That was the word I was
They're also buffoons.
Couldn't think of buffoon.
Yeah. And we already covered the Keith Olbermann thing. I mean, that guy, as they mentioned in the article, too big a joke for even NBC and ESPN. They couldn't handle him and his buffoonery.
And then he went to his green screen basement for a while, right?
Yeah, and that seemed to not work out real well because I don't think he's doing that anymore.
I don't know what I think he's just doing his live shots from his balcony.
Yeah, he stands on his balcony. Look at me. I'm high above Central Park. Don't you wish you were like me? Well, you're not. Ugh. That's literally all he does now.
Yeah, he does selfies from the balcony.
Yeah.
That's all he does.
Hello, America.
Yeah.
How are you?
In that melodramatic way of his, which is pretty powerful because let's not forget what he did. He tore George Bush a new one, if you remember correctly.
I do.
Remember that?
I do remember. President Bush is still stinging.
She sure is.
Mr. Bush, you're a fascist. Get them to print you a T-shirt with fascist on it.
Right? Right? Because if they did that, if he printed a T-shirt with the word fascist and then wore it like to a grocery store here in Dallas, which is where he lives. So let's say he goes to Kroger and he's wearing a T-shirt that says fascist on it. Well, everybody who sees him at the grocery store will know he's a fascist. So that really is powerful. That's really, really a powerful put down.
Do you think that George Bush is the kind of guy who uses a Kroger Plus card like the rest of us?
Yeah, I think he does.
Yeah, like
he probably does like me because he didn't want to give up his information. So he uses Jenny 867-5309. Yeah, and whatever any area code you want,
got to get that discount.
In my case, it's 817. And then 867-5309.
Right,
and it works like a charm.
And he
pretty much everywhere.
Every time that works, he probably laughs there at the cash register.
He does that.
Got my discount.
Got my Kroger discount card. With Jenny, who can I turn to? 867-5309. I just saved 4 cents on a box of cereal.
All right. Good job, George.
I mean, I'm willing to save that 4 cents these days, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I know.
Way to
Any
bring the room
savings
down,
you can
Jeffy.
get.
Appreciate that.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. We weren't just talking about inflation, Jeffy. We're just making a joke about George
Yeah, really.
Bush.
I mean, don't.
Okay, we were just Bushification.
Try to
That's all it
connect the
was.
two, man.
Bushification.
Bushification.
That's what was happening.
Yes.
Some Bushification. We were Bushified. Here's another president that had, 23% approval, was it?
It was low.
Toward the end?
That sounds about right.
Really bad.
Was it that bad?
Yeah.
When he left?
Wasn't Truman's worse, though? 19%?
Well, I mean, it
think?
took
Truman.
It took the president after him like 6 years to fix all that he did wrong. I mean,
it took 8 years. It took a full 8. Because everything that went wrong was George Bush's fault. I mean, they were still using that the whole time. I remember, in fact, somebody finally asked Nancy Pelosi, "Are you going to blame George? When are you going to stop blaming George Bush?" And she said, "Never," because all of this stuff was his fault. I mean, was essentially her point. So they didn't. They never stopped blaming.
I mean, they were happy. I mean, Bush was happy Trump came along.
Yeah. Oh, for
Trump
sure.
took the heat off of him.
No kidding. And it's interesting because time kind of heals the wounds that we had with him.
No. No, it's not happening with Biden.
And it's
not happening with Obama.
Well, there's no time because he's still there.
I'm saying there
Yeah,
will never.
so-
We will be suffering from the damage this man is inflicting on us for the rest of our lives.
There's no question about that, and that's why it must stop in 2024. Gotta stop then. He has to be defeated. All right. And by the way, Ron DeSantis looking pretty good right now. I wonder if Trump is a little bit worried.
I know. I'm a fan of Ron.
More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. I got some
Blaze
tweets
Radio
here.
Network.
I'm reading them aloud.
All right.
Oh, so that's twice. Okay.
Wow.
And you're welcome. Somebody had a request for that earlier. Peekapool tweets, if they want people to be really afraid, they should change the name from Monkeypox to Jeffypox. Ooh,
Yeah.
No, that's too much.
Wait, no.
That's too far. That's too far.
I thought that worked.
I mean, that would shut down the country. Seriously. That would end things. Do we want that?
I'm waiting
No.
for it.
No,
we
we
do
don't.
not.
I'm
No,
waiting
we
for
do
a Jeffy. I feel that.
I've already said getting the pox is ill-advised. What more do you need from me?
No, that's about it. Javiani tweets, how many summers does it take Jeffy to get a full tan? Oh, please. I mean, he's stuck between the moon and New York City.
Yeah, does that block the
He
sun?
can't get a
It
tan.
just depends on how many times I turn myself around selling shade on the beach.
Wow, you
How
thought
many times do you normally do
Is that a
that?
business plan?
Yes, that's a business plan. Yeah.
Wow, you've thought this through.
And then from J.E. Barton 08, if Jeffy is saying getting something is ill-advised, then it must be some serious stuff.
No doubt. You don't want none of that pox,
You
man.
don't want none of
That
that.
pox goo is nasty.
Yeah, it is.
Is the juice or
That's a
the
fact.
goo worse?
It's the goo that's nasty.
I see.
Mm-hmm. The juice is okay, though?
Well, you'd see the juice.
Yeah.
That's what. But when they start to heal,
Right.
and you think you're all healed up,
But you're
what's
not, 'cause you got the
underneath is
goo underneath.
That's right.
Right. Okay. Appreciate
Well,
the
it's a medical
clarification
term.
there.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it.
Dr. Jeffy in the house.
All right. So there's a liberal outlet called Now This that posted a little something in 2018 trying to own Donald Trump because he warned Germany to stop relying on Russia for so much oil. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then they doubled down with the Nord Stream 2 when Biden okayed that 3 months after being in office.
Yeah.
To get more Russian oil to Germany.
I think we have him talking about this back in 2018, don't we?
Yeah, and the German delegation is mocking him. Look at this. That's
Germany's reaction to
Germany
Trump.
will become totally dependent on Russian energy if it does not immediately change course.
Warned him. Look at him laughing at him. Look at that. Shut up, Germany.
Trump's claim is not accurate and highly misleading, according to CNBC. Germany imports only a fraction of its total energy
Here
from
in the
Russia.
Western Hemisphere,
Wow.
we are committed to maintaining our independence
Amen.
from the encroachment of expansionist foreign powers.
You tried, didn't you?
Boy, does he look stupid now.
He sure does.
What do you think of that now, Germany? The guy's so stupid.
Yeah.
Really?
And the claim that he was being misleading, he wasn't saying that they are right then. He's saying
Right.
if you don't change your course,
You're going to be too dependent on them. And something's going to happen to where you're not going to be getting their oil.
Well, how did...
And what was
Is there
the
development in
percentage?
that?
Did I hear a 40% that they get 40% of their oil from Russia?
Well, that sounds more than the fraction they
Yeah.
said on the.
Yeah, I think
on
it
the screen.
increased to somewhere around 40%. Maybe that's the home heating oil. I'm not sure, but they get a lot from Russia. And so this is a real problem for them. It's a real problem. But they don't care. I mean,
not anymore.
Nope.
Yeah. In fact, when the whole
maintaining.
thing went down, they ruled out an immediate end to Russian oil imports because they
they're
needed
too
so much.
dependent.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they get 25% of its oil and 40% of its gas.
See, I knew it. I knew there was 40% in there somewhere. Speaking,
And that's our energy independence. Man,
Yeah.
we're a long way from that again.
Boy, those
Wow.
are good times, right?
wow, and it went away so fast.
Sure did.
It only took
Amazing.
a couple of executive orders from Biden, and we're completely dependent again.
And now he's begging the oil companies to lower their prices.
And he's going hat in hand
more.
to Saudi Arabia.
And they're saying, okay, well, we'll do it. How about you give us a deal where you're not going to try to shut us down in 5 years? He won't do it. He won't even meet with them. We had him at the table with his stupid list of things to do, walk in a room and sit down. That was with the Wynn Dingleberries.
Right.
He wouldn't even meet, what's-her-face, Grandholm, or whatever her name is.
Grandholm.
Yeah, that's like I said. She was the one that they left with the oil industries, and she is a bright bulb all to herself.
That's true.
I bet you they love that.
Yep.
I mean, if I'm a CEO of Exxon.
And here was his guarantee to some teenage girl who was concerned about oil a couple of years ago.
I want you to just take a look, okay? You don't have to agree, but I want you to look in my eyes.
All right, let's look in your eyes.
I guarantee you, we're going to end fossil fuel, and I am not going to cooperate with you, okay?
Hello.
Yeah, but he'll sit down.
And here we are.
With the offshore wind drop-by sequence of events. And look who's on there,
Right.
the AFL-CIO president, Liz Schuler.
And I love that detailed list of the things he has to do. It's just a testament to the guy can't function.
Right.
Without a list of things to remind him. It shows you he can't do it.
And it was so important to have the AFL-CIO, what's-her-face, Liz, speak. She couldn't even show up. She was there virtually.
Yeah.
Note, Liz is virtual.
I mean, that in the future when he goes, and I'd like to note that Liz is visiting us virtually, we know that the actual word note is on his cheat sheet now.
Absolutely. Yep.
Oh. Again, how many times do we have to say it? If that were Trump, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it would be, SNL would
It's
be
all they
writing
talk about.
skits right now, late
And they'd be
night.
talking about how compromised he is mentally. There's no question. Everybody would be debating that all day long, all night, for the next months on end. That's all they would talk about.
Anyone in President Trump's cabinet, let alone his family, were to come up to him while he was talking to the press and say, hey, we got to go. We got to go. It'd be, Trump, who's running the White House? Who's running the White House?
Ivanka's running it.
Right.
Yeah, if it was her. Yeah.
I mean,
and I guess Ashley Biden is the one running the White House because she told him to move on.
At least when they were on the beach.
Yeah.
And then Joy came up when he was talking to the press when they had to get to the beach house for their 4-day weekend. We got to go. I just wanted to.
I've never seen a poll on her likability level. It's got to be low.
I know what my vote is for her likability level.
0. It's a
negative.
0. Yeah. Right. I dislike her with all the intensity of a trillion white-hot burning suns. Oh, I can't stand her. All right. Speaking of Russia, as we were, a Ukrainian goat injured a bunch of Russian soldiers by triggering their own tripwires. This is kind of interesting. They set up the tripwires, and then a goat walked across the tripwires, and they weren't quite prepared, and a bunch of grenades went off and injured 40 Russian troops. Occupying a local hospital now.
That is a real shame, Pat.
Yeah, isn't it? It is a shame.
War is hell, boys.
The invading forces, however, ended up regretting their decision when that goat from a neighboring farm decided to pay them a visit. It's amazing. The Russian performance in this war has been staggering to me. Stunning. I never would have guessed they're this incompetent. They're this inept. That they could be held off this long by Ukraine?
Well, yeah.
Could anybody have foreseen that?
How many billions are we giving them? And weapons?
Sure, they're getting some help from us. A little bit of help here and there.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. What is it? $60 billion worth? That's hardly anything. We left $80 billion behind in our garbage for the Taliban.
Yeah. And Ukraine's still getting some help, and I don't know what the number is from other NATO countries, right? I mean, that's
they get some,
just us,
some, but it's mostly us.
That's what I understand.
But, I mean, everybody else is like, okay, here's $300. You could get some stuff.
I got like
you could buy a couple of pairs of gloves.
Mm-hmm.
Buy some gloves for the nice Ukrainian soldiers. Here, what was it? They wanted to give them 5,000 helmets from Germany.
Yeah.
Thank you. We got bike helmets? Wow, that's great.
Come in handy during the rubble starts falling.
Well, true. That's true. But I think they turned down the 5,000 helmets.
Did.
So, Germany.
I cannot find a poll on likability rating of Joe Biden.
Yeah, I've never seen one.
I think they're avoiding the question. They're like, don't ask. We don't want to know.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they polled Melania all the time.
Yeah.
Sure did.
And she was nowhere near as popular as the wonderful, magnificent, incredible armed Michelle Obama.
No way.
Who is so beautiful and so stylish.
Still is, by the way.
So incredible in every single way. Yeah, right. She still is. And she and Barack are still getting massive amounts of money from anybody they approach. Hey, how about we do a documentary on socks? Okay, $50 million enough? Okay, $100 million.
Okay,
all right,
all
you're
right.
twisting our arms.
Right.
Here's $150 million.
I mean, Jill's likability poll would be the sales of her books, right, which are through the roof.
Oh, her first
45
week,
copies?
Yeah.
her first week alone, she sold 250.
Again,
I mean, there's your likability poll.
Yeah,
I
right.
just don't see how a
I
country...
mean, even Michelle's books are, sell through the roof for one reason or another. But Jill, nothing.
Right.
I don't know. I just don't understand America. How can you go from 81 million strong to disliking these people so much in the matter of 16 months?
It's a mystery.
What are you insinuating?
Keith, some things are a mystery.
Just crazy.
And that's one of them. The 81 million to selling only 250 books. You would think that some of those 81 million people would be interested in her book.
You would.
But
You would.
pretty much no, they're not. Huh. Weird. By the way, everybody's books are tanking. Pretty much. The former chief of staff, Mark Meadows, had got all kinds of publicity. He was the chief's chief. It sold 21,000 copies. Okay, that's nothing. Then you got the memoir of Deborah Birx. Remember her?
How bad do you want to read that?
The COVID person with she was like Fauci's underling or whatever.
She was in the room.
Her book sold fewer than 6,000 copies. Dr. Scott Atlas's book sold 27,000 copies. Ben Carson had a tell-all book, 21,786 copies.
Wow.
That is terrible. Stephanie Grisham, which was a big Trump bashing book, 38,000. Kellyanne Conway only sold 42,000 copies of her book that was published in late May. So maybe that'll wind up a little bit more than that. Former Defense Secretary Mark Esper sold 20,000. I'm surprised it was that many. Now, Bill Barr sold 64,000 books. But the one Trump post White House book that did the best appears to be Peter Navarro's book that was called In Trump Time. That sold so far 80,218 copies. That book, unlike the others, is less a revelation about life inside the former administration than an ode to the way Trump did things. So people were interested and they wanted to see, and they bought that one.
Well, our own Christopher Corby, he sold his book, million copies worth. My Life with Pat Gray Unleashed.
Oh, wow.
It's doing really well.
Is it really?
Yeah.
A million so
You
far,
didn't
huh?
mention that in your story.
The numbers don't lie.
The numbers don't, but Keith does. Keith lies. Former National Security Advisor John Bolton's book, that's the one that sold quite a few. That sold 680,949.
Wow.
Yeah. And James Comey's book, sadly, sold 626,810. And then you get to Jill again, 250. Wow. Now, that was the first week. I'll bet in the weeks following, she probably added another 50 copies to that. I bet she's right around 300.
It's almost a
300
pandemic.
books.
Jill's book is
Almost.
everywhere.
It's crazy. All right, I got to tell you about Manscaped, which is important because everybody wants to be well-groomed, right?
Absolutely.
Men, women, everybody wants to be well-groomed. Manscaped is the way you can do it safely. And they have a great performance package out right now, 4.0, that has arrived. And inside this package, you're going to find the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, okay, the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, the Crop Preserver deodorant, the Crop Reviver toner, the Performance Boxer briefs, and a travel bag to keep all of your goodies in. So that's awesome.
A lot in that package.
So you get all of that stuff. And the Lawnmower 4.0. It's waterproof. It also has a 400K LED spotlight, so you can be really precise when
you can shave in the dark.
Yes.
You need to.
Yes, exactly
You,
right.
you just never know when that's going to be necessary.
True.
You got rolling blackouts and whatnot.
That's right.
Still want to be well groomed.
That's right.
Sure.
I mean, it's really hot, and our energy system can't handle that, so it doesn't matter. Even if the lights go off, you can still trim yourself down there. That's so 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com right now. Use our discount code UNLEASHED. Unlock your confidence this 4th of July with the right tools for the job with Manscaped. You're going to love it. Manscaped. Manscaped.com, and then use the promo code UNLEASHED.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
The largest ever Florida python has been discovered.
Yeah, he was a big old boy.
The contents of its stomach will probably surprise you just a bit.
Yeah.
Researchers from the Conservancy of Southwest Florida believed their scale was broken when they weighed the beast. None of them could believe a Burmese python would ever grow that big, but it did. The snake, the largest ever discovered in Florida, was captured using a male scout snake with a GPS tracker attached to it. The outlet said Burmese pythons are effectively impossible to spot without scout snakes.
Look at that. God.
It weighed 215 pounds.
Look that look.
That's a
Yeah, it had like the 6-inch head.
That's a big boy.
It's a big old.
big girl.
Yeah, it's a girl.
Yeah.
Is it a girl?
Yeah, because they found a bunch of eggs inside of her.
Oh, then I'm guessing, that's probably a girl.
And
Not that boys can't have eggs.
Correct.
Right?
Thank you. Life will find a way.
Yeah,
We
right.
learned that in the documentary.
We learned that. Mm-hmm. The python was pregnant with 122 eggs when it was euthanized.
Well,
Why?
yeah.
Why? Why'd they
Going
kill
down,
it?
Because we're going down.
Why?
It's Florida.
Seriously, why'd they kill it?
Where do you want to release it?
Yeah, no,
I
they're
don't know,
killing
put it in a zoo.
Coming up in August, they have the python hunt in Florida.
They have a python hunt?
The yearly python
Out of
hunt in the
control there,
Everglades.
man.
Yeah.
Huh. All right. I didn't know about that. The high number of follicles reflected another record by the female, but was apparently not surprising given her size. Inside her digestive tract.
Okay, this challenges Jeffy's record. Listen to this.
Researchers found tan goop with bits of fur.
Yeah, that was from the white-tailed deer, I think, right?
Dissolved bone and 3 intact hoof cores.
Yeah, that's from the deer.
belonging to a deer.
Oh,
So it ate a deer whole, apparently. Wow.
Now, I personally have eaten deer,
Have you?
but not whole.
Right, okay.
You didn't
eat the
I
hoof?
did not
too?
eat the hooves.
Okay.
wow.
Huh.
You showed some restraint for once.
You did.
I ran out of ketchup.
Only 73 different animal species have been discovered inside Florida Burmese python guts, including 24 mammals, 47 birds, and 2 reptiles. Okay. Huh. That's nasty.
That
so
is.
just slithering around eating
Yeah,
deer?
yeah, they're still around eating all kinds of animals, eating small
why,
gators.
Why did they euthanize it, though?
Yeah, that's what I don't know. Why did they euthanize it?
Because it's going around eating all these animals, man.
Well, so what? That's what it does.
Yeah,
it eats
that's what
animals.
it does. Although I am surprised that
How many?
they killed it. Although they do
I'm
have the hunt
surprised they
every
killed it.
year. They do have the hunt every year where they
Was this
they
part of
want it.
that?
No, the
Oh.
hunt is because they talked about the scout snake. When you're the hunt, they have you go out and you get your.
Why do
license.
you know this about? They have the scout snake. On the annual python hunt, the scout snake is. Why do you know this?
I just do.
Okay.
We talked about
All right, go
chewing
ahead.
the fat.
Have you?
Yeah,
All right.
because the contest is coming up. If you get the biggest snake, you win like $2,500.
Mm-hmm.
If you get the longest snake, you get $2,500. Second place is like $750. And it's the big hunt every year.
Let me explain why they euthanized Big Bertha there.
Okay.
Sorry.
Go ahead. I want to know why they.
Do you have a guess
of
how many? There's a range. There's a wide range of their estimate. But do you want to guess? You want to throw a number out there in Florida? How many?
Of how many what?
Burmese pythons are?
There are?
Yeah.
8,720,000.
Oh, he overbid. No.
Okay, 7,820,000.
No, we're both wrong? Okay.
They're thinking it could be over 300,000.
Okay, that's quite a few.
Yeah. Destroying.
And they're not indigenous to Florida, are they?
Right. No, I think they were brought in.
That's why they're called Burmese pythons.
They were brought in, yeah.
Yeah. And they've obviously multiplied themselves.
Yes, they have.
By a lot.
I mean, that one had hundreds of eggs, right? I mean,
right, 122.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that will happen fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Business.
So they tag them. Those are the ones they track, and that's how they get the rest of them. But if you're out hunting them, then if you see one with the tag, no, don't kill that.
Really?
Oh yeah, they'll shoot you.
Huh?
You're going down. Did you just kill?
Well, I don't want that to happen.
Yeah, no. Did you just kill that snake with a tag? Yeah. Okay, we have to shoot you.
So hang on. The first Burmese python found in the Everglades in 1979 was likely a former pet released or escaped into the wild.
And now there's 300,000.
Yeah, well, they lost a bunch during the one hurricane.
Huh?
I can't remember the name of it
Andrew?
now that came through. Yes, Andrew wiped out a bunch, and they lost. I mean, a lot were set out from that.
Huh? Okay.
Because amazingly, they survived.
The other big story of the day that we have not mentioned is a sports story.
I know.
Arch Manning has committed. Arch Manning is the nephew of Peyton and Eli. He's the son of Cooper Manning, the grandson of Archie Manning. He's going to Texas. I don't know why.
The bloodline
I don't
goes
understand
to Texas.
it. It's bizarre.
What do you think?
Texas also has Quinn Ewers from Southlake, from here in the Metroplex. That kid, remember, he went to Ohio State.
Yeah.
Signed like $3 million worth of NIL deals, and then bolted for Texas because he didn't get the starting job right away. So now he's got to compete with Arch Manning.
Well, Arch is not going to be there for another couple years, right?
Right.
Another year, I think. I think he's 2023.
So he's got to have some great NIL deals.
You would think so.
And when does Texas go to the SEC?
2025.
I mean, Arch could get the Big 12 championship and the SEC championship.
They're going to be in the Big 12 with BYU, so they won't be getting any championships.
And you bring up a good
next year, starting next year.
Okay, you bring up a good point. These NIL deals. How many of these kids are not even ever going to play in the NFL because they've made enough to retire on just from the NIL stuff?
I would think that would happen from time to time. It'll happen. You don't want to bust up your body. And sorry, excuse me. I got all choked up over it.
No doubt.
I can't believe this guy didn't go to BYU.
Wow. We're all surprised by that.
Yeah, everybody's shocked. I think he had like 100 offers.
Oh, I'm sure.
Virtually
everybody,
every major
foolish
college
not to
in
offer
America.
Him. Any university would be foolish not to offer him.
Yeah. Well, it's a waste of time for most schools because he's either going to the SEC or, Texas, right? And for some reason, Texas gets these guys despite the lack of success they've had lately.
I mean, I was shocked, yeah.
They were 5-7 last year.
Well, they're going to turn it around.
We'll see.
They're going to turn it around.
I do have they're coached by a former BYU quarterback. So I do want some success for them, but I don't understand because they haven't had any for a really long time. And yet these blue chip recruits just keep going. They've got 2 5-star quarterbacks right now. Both of them number 1 recruits in the nation. Why? All right, we got overtime coming up.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.